What's going on YouTube? Welcome to another video. Changed up the angle here in a different rack, and it's totally not because the one I wanted was taken. But yeah, so it's important to shift around in a public gym. Well, I guess a private slash public where, it's not like a commercial gym, less people, but you still have to be cognizant of all the people around you. So I've squatted in almost every rack, and I've got my favorite ones. Usually the one you see just because there's more angles. But we're doing some pause squats here. And basically, I actually set this a little bit too high. So you have to remember that each and every squat rack is going to have a different separation. So the only way to figure out what setting you need to put them at is to use them. And then, put it in a notes app or write it down somewhere. Basically, experience like anything else will kind of show you what you need to do. But use this rack here and no mirror in front. And, a little bit different of a space, not as big of a rack as we normally use, so, but it's fine because a squat's a squat. You just have to be cognizant of your space, make sure you don't hit anything. And the safety spot thing's a little bit different here. They kind of dip down, so it's a little bit more tricky to, kind of measure that out. So again, experience to figure that out. These ones are better for the bar though. If you have to bail on a bar, the fabric, there's some give to it. It's not straight metal on metal contact, which can bend some bars, so it's really good, but you gotta jimmy it around in order to figure out what's best for you, because at this depth here, if I had to bail on it, they would not catch. That thing would have to fall back. So just something to look look at if you're in your own gym and the settings are a bit different. But pause squats here, and really just emphasizing that isometric hold and just some variation in the squat. Kind of ramp up that intensity with a different type of movement, and you can kind of get a better image here of kind of like what I'm doing, what I mentioned by, utilizing the amount of space you're in, because if I walk back any further, that the metal portion of the barbell is going to hit the rack, and, in the bottom of a squat, last thing you want is something shifting your focus and your center of gravity. So just kind of showing you kind of here just to be cognizant of your space, and once again, the only way to really understand that is to use the spaces. But trying to emphasize more of the pause. Sometimes when you're in the bottom of a squat, I like to call it time travel, because it feels like you're down there for a lot longer than you really are, and that's just the stress of the weight on you. And when you normally squat, you're coming out of that hole pretty strong, so you're killing all momentum and then driving out. So some people will pause for longer, shorter, just depends on where you are weakest, and for me it's always been out of the hole. So just for the sake of variety and just not straight squatting all the time, this is kind of what I'm doing. So a little bit of zest to some not so zesty lifting. And usual belt squat here, just really throwing in different variations and messing around, seeing what I like, and then depending on what my body kind of feels like. Some days may feel a little bit more run down, so maybe I'll switch the workouts. Like if I'm coming in after a workout and, I'm just not feeling, weight's not moving with respect to like it being heavy, I may lower the intensity, do some pause squats instead to get some, and then make up for that workout sometime during the week. So it really depends, because you're just doing so much volume for literally half your body, so you don't have as much time frame, and, I want to be in the gym and stuff too. So that's kind of what that's the most important part to me. And as you're recovering, things are going to change. Everyone's going to be different. Some people wouldn't even be in the gym after they've been injured. It may be the end of their lifting career. They may have a bad taste in their mouth from that. So not me. I want to get back as soon as possible. And ultimately, I want to keep moving. I like working out. I like making progress. I like doing stuff. Otherwise, I'd be at home doing absolutely nothing. I like to do fishing and photography, but we're in the winter time right now, so can't really do much. So if I'm not here in the gym, which is a year-round thing because it's indoors, then I am not a happy camper. So I'm going to find ways to train. Doesn't matter what it is. If it was, even cardio, if I couldn't do any sort of weight training, I would do that. But unilateral stuff here. And I mean, you guys are probably getting used to the different workouts and stuff. You really just have to figure out what works for you and what keeps you mentally dialed in. Some people would kind of go crazy doing the same stuff over and over again. You can do it. It's just, I find variation allows you to focus better on your workout. There's a little bit more of a challenge. You're not doing the same thing If you kept doing the same weight for every workout, you could dig yourself into a hole. You could lift moderate weights for consistently and add stuff over time, but eventually you're going to reach a point where there's just not much more that can be done without the necessary rest. So I'm providing the variety to myself to keep me going. And like I said, if things don't feel good, change them, reevaluate, kind of go from there. But variety really is a spice of life, because we're just doing movements over and over again. It's the same movements, but with like different weight amounts, different reps. And it's on you to figure out what's going to keep you consistently coming. And for me, honestly, it's just like a love of lifting. You do this for long enough and becomes habitual. It's no different than like brushing your teeth, showering, or eating. And I know some strange people out there may have a disagreement with how frequently you should do all of those things. But once you build those habits in your life, it's just automatic at that point, autonomous. So that's the best thing, because then it's not about, forcing yourself to go to the gym. It's, I really enjoy this thing, whether you like rock climbing or running outside or whatever. Because I see people run outside in the winter. I could never do that, but I respect them for doing that. But they know no bounds. They're going to keep doing what they want to do because they enjoy it. Same thing for me. Just we're in a conditioned environment, whether it's hot or cold, it's usually the same temp year round. So, do what you like to do and keep doing it. So that's the video for today. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching the latest video. If you want to help support the channel, I actually own my own wet shaving and grooming e-commerce website where everything's handmade by me. It's www.apexsoaps.com, and you can get a 10% off code using wet shaver. We've got some cool scents here. We've got some Coca-Cola scents, a horchata scent, traditional barbershop, just some really cool stuff. And you can purchase samples or you can buy the whole set. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out via email. Be quick to respond. Thanks for watching.